So it was all over the news a couple of days ago that President Joe Biden of the United States of America had called President Biden-Tinubu of Nigeria, and they had a friendly conversation. While President Joe Biden, in his own tweet on his X account, formerly Twitter, he did indicate that he commiserated with the President of Nigeria about the ravaging flood happening or yes, currently in some parts of the country. He also spoke about the partnership of both countries as he inserted also looking at the situation between Nigeria and the Binance executive, Tigran Gambarian, who has been in an unlawful detention for over 8 months in Kuje prisons in Nigeria. Now, before we get on into the conversations of the nitty-gritty of that call, let us look at one particular aspect of that call, which may not have been put out very publicly, but clearly indicate a confused leadership that is offered by President Tinubu in leading the affairs of the greatest and the most populous black nation on earth. Whether you like it or not, that conversation would have ended with a disappointment that President Tinubu would lead a campaign against the Binance co-executive who was detained in this country for 8 months on the guise that he was one of those masterminding the economic disruptions happening in this country. And if you would remember, if you go back in time to go read up while the Binance executive was detained, it was alleged as part of the presidential team to clamp down on external and illegal forces that were determining the fall of the naira, the disvaluation of the naira against the dollar, and it led to Aboki FS website being clamped down, Bureau de Change merchants, a lot of these guys being attacked, clamped down, arrested, prosecuted, and then of course this Binance executive guy was also arrested. First, with an indication that they were determining the rate of dollar at the market was affecting the supply of dollar. That was again furthermore suppressing the naira. It went on to using money laundering when they couldn't get anything on him, but they had to sustain that to see if anything would change. I'll come back to this. They now had a money laundering accusation on him. In this country at the moment, my lawyer friend was telling me, there are, I think I was having a conversation before I get to one my lawyer friend. I was having a conversation with a friend and I said, if the government of Tinubu wants to keep you in perpetual bondage and incarceration, they either put money laundering or treason. Those are the two crimes that the government of this country, through the DSS, EFCC, whatever the police, they say either money laundering or treason. And of course, it is global knowledge that if the police wants to keep you in detention from stealing, they will either say you are armed robber. With armed robbery, it is easier for the court to remand you, but with stealing, it is a bailable offense. And so if the police gets to see that you are doing too much, if they want to tame you or they have an allegation against you or somebody in power is saying, keep this guy for me, in your statement, in your own in whatever they are doing, they will just say that this person is being arrested for armed robbery. At that time, the court would have. So now let's go back to it. One of the very, very nauseating thing we have seen in this government is the fact that the President Tinubu's government is the most confused government you would have seen. It was very clear that Buhari was confused. It was very clear. But these guys are trying to hide their confusion in a lot of try and error method. I have never seen a government like this that keep making excuses why they cannot. Obviously, there are all indications. Bola Tinubu doesn't know what to do. Him and his economic team, they are zero class kindergarten economic policies. I'm telling you, sitting here and with my very little economic understanding, I can tell you that these guys will not have a tangible strategy of getting us better. If you follow world economic understanding and you see what is happening in other countries, you read at least, you follow news and you understand that every particular system has got what they use in attractive foreign direct investment, right? Also, they have the way of empowering their local currency to be able to compete in the market. However, in Nigeria, it is a trial and error method. They tried this, they tried that, they are trying this, all of this. That, of course, no reason why after 8 months of incarcerating Tigran Gambarian, they let him go, and which has now led to President Biden calling President Tinubu to ask, what did they worry you, sir? Well, why was that guy's an American citizen? I'm not saying that there are no external, but you see, the government concentration on external factors and forces that may be disvaluing the naira, that may be causing the naira not to grow, is a show of shame, to put it in that, for lack of better words, show of shame. Because what would have expected, of course, the biggest value of the Nigerian market to foreign investors was that we had energy, right? We had energy, so to speak. We had natural deposit, we had gas in high deposit, we've got petroleum, we've had a, so it means that there may be a government would have used a lot of this because it is a very high priced and valuable commodity on planet Earth, to attract a whole lot of infrastructural development and enjoy what China is enjoying, for example, with infrastructural support to these foreign guys, and then cheap labor, which of course is what China also enjoys. And that's why I keep bothered why President Tinubu wants to keep using the UK method of economic redirection to help a country like us, whereas our mentor, our inspiration should actually be in the Middle East or in Asia, for example. Use cheap labor for these guys. Use the energy to build in a whole lot of infrastructures. But oh no, instead of spending so much money in putting in the best road network, investing in security, and ensuring that there is power supply using all available methods, this government is playing rhetoric and acting drama. Trial error. And there are people who have heads on their neck and on their body defending this level and say there is hope. I tell you the truth. This take away my hate for Bola Tinubu and his person. Even in 50, 60, 70, 80 years time, this particular economic team, this strategy, okay, there's no strategy. This trial and error plan will take us nowhere. You have to be a dumb ass idiot, mumu, to think that there is any level of patience. This was what happened in Paris, and a lot of us sat down to say, what was the economic plan? What were you looking at? Sometimes a basic idiot that got into power would have looked at, let's invest in power, put all resources together. Let us give this country at least a 20-hour power supply in all parts of this country. Let's ensure that foreign investors do not have to spend money, or even local investors, the real fulcrum of development, the small and medium scale enterprises, do not have to spend their money in energy. Don't spend their money in energy. When energy is removed from businesses, you are likely going to see that people will spend less in raising capital for their businesses. As a young man, I want to start a barber salon. Whereas you can put all these gadgets together, less than 100,000. But you have to go and raise 400,000 somewhere to get a generator. This is plus and minus the fact that you will not spend so much to create that generator to run your businesses. And so when I hear people say he is spending so much money, the states are getting more, it is just semantics, it's stupidity. What was the rate of the naira to dollar at the point these guys, I don't know how to say it. It's like somebody saying, okay, you have a girlfriend, for example, and then the girlfriend, okay, you have a wife, and then your wife lives maybe alone because you're somewhere else. And then living alone, for example, you used to give her 5,000 naira. That's fine. Now, that wife has moved to a new house, probably going to spend more money on water, more money on power, more money on transporting herself, doing basic things. Now has 2 children, right? A lot of the things she spends money has increased, and you now give her 10,000. You are somewhere drinking with your friends in a beer parlor, and then what I hear you say is that now 10,000 I'm going to give my babe now. Now 10,000 I'm going to give my babe now. When before the 5,000 I dey give her. Remember that all other factors are no longer equal. You have increased her expenses, increased her expenditure, increased everything she spends money on generally, but now you are proud of giving her 10,000. I can tell you, whatever the federal government is sharing, which is even first and foremost a misnomer, that in 2024, the federal government of Nigeria is still boastful that they are doing federal allocation, that they are still sharing money for state. Misnomer. But let's keep that aside. When you now say that you are giving more money to state, whereas the exchange rate, the value of that money is even lesser to the value of the money which was in less. Now, you see, there is so much quantity, but less quality. Smart people will understand. This is the problem we are in. The trial and error is rubbish. It's nonsense. Confused. And then they are bracing up with this argument everywhere to say they are hold your governor responsible. Whereas running the course of the state, running the course of the country, a lot of these things that even if you pay a worker 70,000 naira now, remember this worker would buy fuel for a liter for less than 200 some few years ago. Now that worker is going to buy fuel over 500% increase, right? For as much as 1,000 naira, and then you say you are doing a little bit over 100% increase in minimum wage. Confused. Trial and error. God will punish all of you now.